Believe it or not, I am starting a new service for my lash business, and that is adding cluster lashes. So today we're actually going to do a comparison video where I show you guys how I apply cluster lashes, and also one, as you can see here, how I'm doing actual real lash extensions. I'll tell you guys some benefits, pros and cons, and why you should add cluster lashes to your roster. This video is sponsored by VI's, and I'm so excited because I love their cluster lashes. I love creating all different kinds of looks. So we're gonna get into it right now. So shout out to VI's. Don't forget to check them out and use my code BF15. So today we're using their lash tape, which is amazing. It's medical tape. It does not get sticky or anything. So as you can see here, I do a lot of tape tricks. So lately I've been using the lash tape underneath the eyes. It's just been easier to place, better than under eye pads sometimes, depending on your client's eye shape. It works really well, so give it a try if you're having trouble with the under eye pads. And here I also have the top lid taped off. We're doing lash extensions. My client is getting an angel set, so we're doing like a elevated classic lash set where we are basically adding classic lashes, which are individual lashes, and also adding closed fans. What does that mean? We are basically using, they're kind of like spikes, they're lash fans, so basically little batches of lash fans that are not open but rather closed, and just like a small little bundle that we're adding in between to make a classic lash set look fuller. So that in a nutshell is what an angel set is. Okay, so you can see that right here turned out super beautiful. Most lash sets do take like definitely an hour and a half and upwards time, which is where cluster lashes comes in super handy if you are a new lash tech and you want to see more clients in a day. Cluster lash appointments only take about 30 minutes. You can customize them just as well as eyelash extensions because you can create different lash maps just as easy and in a much shorter time. So you can layer these lash clusters over top of each other and whatnot to create different looks. So here I have another client that I'm actually doing a cluster lash set with. I decided to prep her eyes with some lash primer from VI's, and I am just trying to do the most in order to keep these going for the longest amount of time. Cluster lashes last anywhere from 5 to 10 days, depending on your client and your application process. Obviously, if someone has some bad sleep, they are probably going to come off, but you can definitely do your best in prepping the eyes properly to get these lashes to stay on. So, this is what a cluster looks like. I know there's a lot of confusion around this, and sometimes people don't really know what that means, a cluster lash, but this is essentially what it is. And you apply the glue straight onto the cluster, the base, and VI's has this really nice like invisible lash line, as you can see, and they just are so nice to apply. They feel really light on the lash line. Here you can see me applying the glue straight onto the cluster. You can also put the glue onto the actual natural lashes, but I prefer not to do that as I find that they can get a little bit too clumped together in my opinion. So here we're going straight in, and I am leaving out a little bit of the outer corner lashes because I don't want these clusters to make the eye droop. I'm basically mapping this just like I would regular lash extensions. I love doing this because it just gives this service a little bit more like, intention, and makes your clients feel a bit more in better hands than just slapping on like these clusters basically. So what we're doing is we're also giving consultations and asking the client what they're looking for. With her, she's like one of my frequent lash models, so I know exactly what she wants, and we're trying to do the highest point at the arch of her brow. So I am using different lengths here, the shortest one being a 10 in the outer corner, then I'm going in with a 12 as the longest length. I'm doing two 12s, then I'm going in with a 10 and an 8, and usually I apply about 5 clusters per eye, and that seems to on average work out pretty well. Now you can definitely layer these as well to make it more voluminous. You can add spikes, which VI's has some really great cluster lash kits that have like more narrow bases that you can use really nicely for spikes, sorry. So you can definitely add in some spikes if you want to, and definitely make it like what your client wants, and this will help differentiate you and set you apart from other lash techs. and just give yourself a really good reputation, because people will feel like you know what you're doing if you give a really good consultation and are able to really measure the eye and just see kind of like where the high points need to be in order to lift the eye, because we're going for a younger look, not aging lashes. Okay, so her eyes were just watering a little bit, because during the service you do want your clients to keep their eyes open, because the lash glue is going on from below. So you don't want, if you are applying mascara to the, or if you're applying the glue to the actual lashes, you don't want them to close their eyes too much, because they can get stuck to the lower lash line. This happened to me on my very first model, guys. That was crazy. But we're not doing that mistake again. So she's keeping her eye, like trying to keep her eyes more on the open side. So I did choose to have her lay down. You can have your client literally sit in a lash recliner as well. I love doing cluster lashes on clients. It is just so quick and easy, and you can basically charge around the same price. Like an hour of lash extensions, what you would get for that, you can do in a half an hour. Like you can do into cluster clients as well. So like I feel like you're not really like losing out on money. I think it's a really great add-on extra service, especially because this year I developed a lash allergy and couldn't have lash extensions. And so I really felt the pain that girlies feel that can't have extensions. Like that was so painful for me. So the clusters came in so handy and have stuck with me for the last whole year. So I'm finishing up here. As you can see, we've got the whole eye on. I'm just like pressing them into place. These tweezers come with the kit and are just so easy to apply the lashes with, and also press them into the natural lash. So highly recommend. I think this would be a great upsell for your clients after the fact. So here's a before of her again, and you'll see the after. I just think this is a great upsell, is giving them a tweezer and the glue remover as well. So this is how it turned out. Let me know what you think, and check out VI's and use my discount code BF15 for a discount on the lashes.